Welcome to Chit Chatify. We're going to go ahead and kick things off with the NBA and the San Antonio Spurs. I think the Spurs organization owes the fans an apology, possibly some kickbacks for the other night. When you pay that kind of money for tickets, you don't pay to stare at the back of the heads of your stars. You pay to see them on the court. I think it's ridiculous that not even halfway through the season, San Antonio feels they need to rest their old guys because they had 6 road games in 9 days. You guys want a cookie? Isn't this why you get paid millions of dollars? To be on the court every night. And that's why you charge the prices you do for the tickets, so that people can come see the stars play. I think it's quite pathetic. In Major League Baseball, the New York Mets agreed with David Wright for a 7-year, $122 million contract extension. As a Mets fan, I'm excited to see them sign him. This will probably be the only guy that they spend any money on in the next decade. R.A. Dickey had a good year. Whoopity-doo. You need to go out and just sign more than one person. The Mets have a history of not wanting to spend money on people, and that's why we finished the season with our losing record. In college football, Alabama defeats Georgia to send themselves to yet another BCS championship game, as they'll be taking on Notre Dame. Go Irish all the way. Not a Notre Dame fan, not a Bama hater, but it's just getting old now. The same team every year. Obviously, Nick Saban and the university have done the things they need to do to put themselves where they're at, but it'd just be great to see somebody different in the limelight next season. You guys don't have to have a losing season, just drop 3 games. Over to the NFL and the San Diego Chargers. Norv Turner is still on the sidelines, and A.J. Smith is still in the office. The only line these two should be concerning themselves with next year is the unemployment line. Because let's face it, you guys have needed to go for 2 years now. You suck. Alright. A.J. Smith, I wouldn't even pay you to wash my friggin' windows of the car. Because you'd probably screw that up somehow. You'd rip the friggin' wipers off the window or something. Norv Turner, I hear there's rumors about you possibly coming back to Dallas. Please don't. We don't want you. Alright, it's bad enough without you there. You can't win games as a head coach. As an offensive coordinator, you suck. It's time to move on. If the San Diego Chargers have any intelligence whatsoever left in that organization, these guys will be gone by the end of the season. They should be gone already. They should have been gone years ago. You stuck with them. I don't know why. Second, third, 18th chances. It's time to move on, clean the house. Let's start fresh. Not a Chargers fan, a Cowboys fan. We'll get to that later. But yeah, the Chargers need to move on, and Norv Turner, you don't even belong in the NFL at this point. The Chiefs and Panthers will be playing Sunday. After the unfortunate incident occurring, the commissioner's office has basically told them to suck it up and let's play ball. I think speaking of ball, you really dropped the ball in this one, Commissioner. The team is given basically no time to deal with the situation, to have any time whatsoever to get over anything to be able to move on. It's not like the game is going to affect the postseason for either team. They're both going nowhere. Give them a chance to either reschedule the game or, give Kansas City the opportunity even to forfeit. I don't think they're really going to care. We already know they're getting the first draft pick next season. The season at hand's already abysmal. I think you're being completely insensitive. I think you're being completely unfair. The fans would understand. Something could have been done, to take care of the financial aspect of everything. But yeah, unfortunately, the game's going to play tomorrow. I think it's really sad. And now for a segment I like to call Cowboy Nation Conversation. A brief breakdown of the organization, the good, the bad, the ugly. This season, let's face it, it's real ugly. Instead of the Cowboys, we should be called the Medusas at this point. The running game is non-existent. Des Bryant, you don't know the word of consistency, what it means. You may want to try learning to read, son, so you can look it up in the dictionary. It means catching more than one pass in a row, especially when it matters. Tony Romo, leadership, you obviously don't know the meaning of the word either. You and Des obviously both can't read. You don't know how to read defenses. You know how to throw to defenses, not to your receivers. You're having the worst season of your career. You've got just about almost as many interceptions as you do touchdowns. And you obviously can't win the big game. Jerry Jones, your money spending for the player is great, but you don't need to have 6,000 titles. You don't need to be involved in every decision, in every conversation. I don't need to be seeing your name flashing across ESPN because you're having little verbal spouts back and forth with Jimmy Johnson. Who cares, okay? Sit your little ass up in your little luxury box, watch the game, and stay out of the public eye as far as the day-to-day decisions and making statements about who makes those decisions. Okay? The defense, for the most part, you've done a good job with what you got. We're still a little soft in our coverage. Losing Lee at linebacker was hurtful, but no one's really stepped up. I mean, it's kind of a guy here, a guy there, but there's no consistency there. And Jason Garrett, like Norv Turner, you should be fired too. You've had time to show us something. You showed us nothing. So that's going to be it for this segment right now. I'm getting angry just thinking about the situation right now. Next season, y'all should be on the unemployment line with Norv Turner and A.J. Smith if this keeps up. Kansas City, I hear they can use some players. Maybe we can trade Romo and Dez over there. Maybe they'll actually do something. I don't know. Finally, a little Q&A. This is where I ask a couple questions and then I get your guys' feedback and we'll discuss it next week. Question number 1. Who is the biggest disappointment in the NFL this season? And why? Which team do you feel fell the furthest from where they should have been? Was it injuries? Just give me your feedback on that. And secondly, Gary Bettman, is he the worst commissioner in sports right now at the NHL? Facing yet another lockout. What do you think? Should he be gone? Is there anyone worse than him right now? Just get back to me with that, and we'll comment and talk about that on the next show.